We are happy to announce that this episode of the SW Show is partially brought to you by Humble Bundle. Well, not really. We are part of the Humble Bundle referral program, and we just wanted to say that if you like really cheap games and maybe helping charity pending the Humble thing going on, all you have to do is go to humblebundle.com/partner equals SWW. That's right, humblebundle.com/partner equals SWW. And you just do your normal stuff, and it just kind of helps us get a couple bucks here and there. Maybe it helps AJ get his lights, maybe it's Mike camera, maybe we actually pay Corey for helping us out. But again, if you're going to go buy games anyway, it might be worth checking out.
Hello everyone and welcome back to Movie Club for the month of September, I guess. Where we watched Hockeyland.
I don't know. I don't have a good.
Yeah.
Do you have a good hockey song already?
Not one that we wouldn't get struck down for. So
damn.
Yeah. I gotta say, my local AHL team that I go to, that I have season tickets for, they use a lot of wrestling themes. But they use a lot of old wrestling themes. Like, in the sense of, they're using Glorious. Bobby Roode's, NXT one. They'll occasionally use some, like, Shield stuff. They use Taker's theme all the time. Yeah, so it's weird sitting in the seats going, I recognize the song from something completely different, and you're not even using the most current one. Like, at least y'all could kind of keep up with it. But, I mean, like, that Glorious theme is one of the best. Like, there's very few non-licensed themes out there that are as good as that. Especially fitting the character. I mean, talk about a theme that fits the character. That is not what we're here to talk about.
We're not here to talk about Glorious, I'm sorry.
We're here to talk about two small towns in northern Minnesota.
I'm sorry, we got this right. Northern Minnesota. We're here to discuss Minnesotans.
Revolves a lot around the rivalry between Eveleth. I always want to say Eveleth because there's a town near me where I live right now that's Eveleth. Eveleth and Hermantown, which this is going to be really tough because I have to explain Iron Range geography to people that don't know what it is.
And I know we have some international listeners who are literally Googling like, what is Minnesota right now?
Yeah, okay, so what's the best way to describe this? These are a bunch of small mining towns. Like,
yeah, and I want to explain to people also, like, we're talking about, like, the fucking middle of the wilderness is where we're at right now. Like,
yeah, I mean, Hermantown's not far from Duluth.
Okay, that's the middle of the wilderness. I don't know what world will be telling that Duluth is not the middle of the wilderness.
Duluth is a great city.
Sure. I enjoy Duluth during the summer. You couldn't pay me enough to go to Duluth during the winter.
It's awesome.
So cold.
It was so fun. I mean, shit, once it gets below, like, 10 below zero, you don't feel it anyway. Like, you walk out of your place, and it's like, oh yeah, the air temp is like 15 below, the wind chill is 40 below, but the sun is out, it's beautiful. And
I also always forget Duluth is literally like a border town to Wisconsin.
Yeah, Superior, Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Um, Beautiful town. Love it there. Love my family there. Which is why this movie hit a little closer to home than I think it did for you.
Hmm.
And I mean, you and I have kind of different upbringings in the sense that, like, I grew up in small towns basically my entire life.
Small. To be fair, like I definitely grew up in smaller towns.
Smaller, but you had the influence of
Yeah.
a large city.
Yeah, like I was in the out. So I grew up in the outer suburbs of Chicago, which still outer suburbs, like very like it was very exurban until like I was growing up. It literally became, like they became suburban as I was growing up. Like we didn't get our closest grocery store was like 15 minutes away, but we still had like the broader influence happening of like a bigger city around us.
Yeah. Whereas I grew up in
yeah.
towns that like were self-sufficient because there was like the next closest town was 20 miles away. You know, so there was really nothing to kind of do other than handle all your shit your own. Which is what a lot of these towns are, especially up on the range. Like, first off, if anyone ever gets a chance to visit that part of Minnesota, it's beautiful.
No, it's gorgeous. I've never denied the gorgeous part of it.
It's just you don't expect it, right? Like that, the North Shore highway that runs from Duluth into Canada, that follows the Lake Superior shoreline, legit might be one of the most beautiful drives in the U.S. any time of year. Yeah, it's such a pristine wilderness that very few people actually know. But anyway, yeah, like this is small town sports. Which the funny thing is, the people that I've talked to about this film, like, you don't have to be a fan of hockey to watch this movie. Like you can
No, I think it's a very
you can pick and choose whatever sport you want. Right? Like whatever sport your town had a rivalry with the town 20 minutes down the road, 30 minutes down the road, right? Like whatever that rivalry was, whether it was football, whether it was basketball, baseball, hockey, soccer, like any sport, it doesn't matter what it is, right? It's the struggle, right? Like these kids grow up on like the same travel teams. They grow up on the same, circuits and things like that where because they're in small towns, you get kind of grouped together. So I think this movie really captures that struggle really well. I have friends that I went to high school with that were driving back and forth to Detroit every weekend because they were hockey players. And the team that they played for, the travel team that they played for, was based in Lansing, so center of Michigan. And they had to drive coast to coast basically every weekend because they had a tournament in Detroit or they had a tournament in Flint or something like that, something on the east side of the state. So I know what that struggle is, right? Like, and
yeah, you just live with your team, basically.
Yeah, and to be capable of leaving your town, right? Like that's what these kids want to do, right? Like they don't want to live in Hermantown in Eveleth for the rest of their life, right? Like their parents are. Who was Elliot Van Ordzil? His dad was like, I just want him to leave. Like, he knows otherwise he's gonna get in trouble. He's gonna have to work in the mines, and he's gonna hate his life. It was tough to watch because you can kind of you could relate to friends, right? Like you probably knew the friend that you had in your friend group that was like they need to leave, right? Like they need to graduate and they just need to leave. They need to go to college in some other city, some other state. Otherwise, they are going to ruin themselves. And, like, take Blake Biondi, for example, right? Like, that guy literally got drafted in the NHL out of high school.
Mm-hmm.
Right? He was Mr. Hockey in Minnesota in 2020. He could write his check to anywhere. Right? Instead, he plays 45 minutes from where he grew up at University of Minnesota Duluth. And it's because a lot of these people just don't know anything else, right? Like,
mm-hmm. Like that is their life.
Yeah. Like you hear, it's kind of why you hear like, I guess they're not very big right now, but like University of Miami football, right? Like they always had some extreme athletes because they grew up in southern Florida, didn't know any better, didn't realize that, maybe leaving was the best thing for them. Instead, they stay in Miami, go to Miami, University of Miami, get popped for something in school, get kicked off the football team, and then their life's back to where they were. So it was also really tough following the Dowd family.
Oh yeah, that was actually very.
Indio trying to finish out his senior year of hockey, dealing with like scoliosis and whatever the hunchback one was. Like he's dealing with two conditions in his spine that the only way to fix them is to fuse your spine.
Ugh.
All the while, their mom's got MS and cancer.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, God, these guys cannot catch a break.
It is. I think that we did a good discussion of like that broader level of people. Like, not saying sports is therapy, but like we know those people. Like, you dig into your hobby because like it's the thing in your life that's going right.
Yeah.
But like nothing else around you does. And I think the film. I think that's the comment of the film. It really got that emotional state really, really good and really raw, kind of right there.
Yeah, I think so. The way that I described this to some other people was, if you really enjoy the way that Vice makes documentaries, this is a Vice documentary with more polish.
I think that's a good way of saying it.
Like, it's so beautiful. It's so well shot. Like, and it doesn't feel set up in any way. It just feels like a couple of guys with cameras. No big production team or anything. Just, they're doing this, and, you capture, like, when, was it the Dowd family out ice fishing? And, I think it's Aiden is, like, freezing or whatever. Meanwhile, Mark, the dad, is just like, whatever, it's, like, 5 below. But, like, so...
Just chilling.
So that scene perfectly encapsulates, when you're talking about it's too cold in the winter.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember what the weather was like? It was beautiful. The sun was out, not a cloud in the sky. Yes, it was cold, but it was great. Like, and so days like that, you just need to keep moving. So that's why I never ice fish on days like that, because that's such a sedentary thing. But when it's that cold, it's great to go skiing. It's great to go snowshoeing, things like that. So it was fun seeing them play districts in an arena that I've been to and seen hockey and shows at.
Yeah, that had to be a weird moment.
I recognized a bunch of the schools that they were playing. The Hippodrome where Eveleth plays, I've seen that. Because that's near the Hockey Hall of Fame. Um, so yeah, it was just such a like yeah, I know what they're talking about, right? I know the areas, not just like you know, I know the feeling that they're trying to portray, which I think a lot of people will connect to that. It was, oh no, I straight up know. Like I didn't know any of the people in this. I didn't spend a lot of time in Hermantown or Eveleth because I spent most of my time in Duluth. But yeah, it's just it was a crazy feeling. It also shows the craziness that is that Minnesota hockey season.
Oh yeah, no, that's
It's only like 9 weeks long.
but like it is the only thing.
You have like 4 off days.
Mm-hmm.
So
No, I think it is very interesting because like I think we kind of hit it there, and the movie hit it real low too. There's a certain culture that like I think is like other regions have it besides just right there, but it's this weird thing because like obviously like hockey is this very like Canadian, like it's Canadian blood into America, right? But you're like in that area where you're right there too, so you have that heavy influence, and it's just very like strong in this region and very fascinating, and I think that is interesting because like yeah, even not just the kids, I think we're touching enough to the families. Their entire life is this hockey, like it's this type of people who like no, I may not be the coach, but this is like the hockey mom joke. This is it. This is my life for 9 weeks or 10 weeks. Or,
it's soccer
like, boom,
mom,
this is
right?
all
Like,
we
yeah,
do.
it gives you a connection. So here's a good idea. If you're listening to this and you grew up playing soccer or baseball or football or basketball, shit, anything that had a travel version of it, right? This movie will connect to you because it's that same feeling all over again. It's the long days, it's the late nights, early mornings, riding on buses everywhere. Um, the moms sacrificing themselves to make sure the kids have certain things, and making sure everything goes right. It was, um, there was a line that hit me, I think, harder than it would hit a lot of people, where Lori, it was senior night, and Indio is out there with Mark and his mom, Lori. And Lori had mentioned previously, like, due to her MS, like, she doesn't have the strength for stuff. So her friends, the other hockey moms at Hermantown, will help her. Like, they'll hide it, but they'll help her and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I have family members that deal um, with cancer and things like that, and other diseases that they struggle with their motor functions every now and then. And there's a line in there that she's just like, "Don't let go of me," because she's trying to walk off the ice.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I've heard that line. I don't know how many times. Right? It's like just whispered to me, and it's serious, and like there's zero emotion to it because you're not like, oh, like it's not playful. It is a line that is uttered almost in fear. That would probably be the only emotion that you would tie to it is the person uttering that line is scared. Right? They don't want you to let go because they might fall out. And you don't know if they'll be able to get back up. And I heard that and shit, man, like there were times where I got emotional in this film just because of obviously things that I've dealt with and kind of all those emotions growing up. My brother played on a travel baseball team for a couple of years, so it was like all those memories, and the sacrifices that we all had to make to help him with that. And
Oh, I remember like so it was not quite the same, but like my sister was a cheerleader in high school. And I
oh yeah,
remember
yep,
like it's the same thing of like you're just there because cheerleaders go to like every fucking game
yeah,
imaginable. And you just like I'm in some random school. Like that's the reason my parents got me a Game Boy was because like you couldn't leave me alone, and my dad would travel all the time to work, so it'd be like my mom would be there till like like 9 or 10 at night, some city 2-3 hours away, like
yeah,
with school the next day.
yeah. And you're just like, you know, this is going to hit home to way more people than I think probably would have expected
Hmm?
because of that. Like everyone has those stories. And they do a very good job of making it connectable, I guess. Would be the word I use around it. It's not too hockey focused.
So I have two thoughts I want to point out too for people keeping track. Is this so? I think so. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think this is the lowest budget film we have done for Movie Club,
Probably.
and B, I'm pretty sure it's the only documentary.
Yeah, I know it's the only documentary you've done.
Okay.
Like true documentary.
Mhm.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel this movie puts me in such a weird, like, there's so many thoughts that I have about this film, but it's conversations I need to have with different people.
Right, like you want to keep having the same one, but like different.
Right. Like, things are going to change because, like, it's all the people connected to me that I touched during some of that stuff. Like, coaches or, like people on my brother's travel baseball team, like their families. I knew a few of them pretty close. And like this, I highly, highly, highly recommend this film.
Hmm?
This might be the one film that we've done where I'm like, you cannot skip this. Figure out a way to see this.
With you, but so they have not announced any on-demand stuff yet or whatever. I think totally it's a film that I think is reasonable to watch, like not in a theater too. But I totally agree with you. You should go check out this film, especially if you grew up. Like, I wonder how much of like our experiences are like a more Midwestern experience, kind of broadly speaking. Because that's what when I talk to you, it's Midwestern. It's like that central Southern region. They're kind of like you hear a lot of the similar stories, kind of like. There has to be a certain level of openness and traveling miles to these game stuff. Like, I think if you're in a denser area, I really wonder if those experiences are just very different.
I think this is going to hit home for everyone between, like, central Ohio west to, like, shit, even getting into, like, the Vegas area.
Mm-hmm.
Like, basically 3/4 of our country in terms of landmass can relate to this film. Obviously, there's some areas in like upstate New York and areas in Northern California that could feel the same way, but yeah, like the population density, I think would skew some of those views.
Yeah, I think you need a certain level of suburban to like exurban like mixture for it to kind of have the right level of. Because especially when you have those moments, you have like the crowds go into like areas that are like bigger than they used to, and like what is going on? Like you see that even like in fiction they talk about it too. Like you see this kind of like jumping into a new area, kind of. But like everyone who's like from a big area is like that's not a big area, but to them it's the biggest thing they've ever seen.
Yeah. I mean, you need to know what it's like to try to find a comfortable position on a school bus for the next 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
With
no totally
40 other people piled into that bus. So, yes, this is a highly recommend. I don't think we have anything higher than that. Mm-hmm. If we did, I would put it there. This is probably on my must-see list for the year.
So I think it's a hard sell, though. I do objectively think it's going to be a hard thing to sell to people.
I guess it comes down to how it's distributed. Like
Totally.
if it's streaming, this is an absolute must-watch.
I think theaters, it is a objectively harder sell because I do not think because it's going to be screeners where they're like half empty or like very empty.
Oh, there were I think 4 people in my theater.
That's what I mean. Like, it's not going to be a thing where you're like, oh, there's the crowd one. I think it's going to be really hard selling people to theater. But I think if it's like, hey, if you're home and this is on Amazon Prime for like the $10, $15, I'd say go pick it up. I think it's a cool or whatever to go check it out for sure.
Yeah. And everyone can connect to it, which is awesome.
I think that's it for this one, though. As we said, highly recommended.
Yeah.
I think it's a very different film than what we've been seeing. Less action, less drama, less comedy. And a little bit of all that because it's
it's way more drama than I think anything we've ever done.
Yeah, but it's the human story.
Yeah.
And I think it's a really cool documentary, and I think it's something we would have never, I think, naturally checked out or probably never heard of. We went, like, hunting.
I probably would have heard of it, like, heard some of my circle talking about it, but I don't know if I would have gone out of my way to see it unless somebody's like, dude, you have to see this.
Yeah. The film is Hockeyland. It's in a lot of Midwestern theaters. I don't know beyond that. I noticed them in Michigan, Illinois, Minnesota, Iowa, like those kind of places, Wisconsin.
And it's very specific too, so it's like,
right. I think it's on purpose. It's kind of in that like western upper region of the Midwest.
Yeah, and it's a lot of local chains. Like this isn't at AMC's.
No.
This is at significantly smaller chains, local chains, which I think is awesome. I wish that stuff happened more. But
yeah.
Any final words?
Go check. As we said, go check this out. But yeah, because even for me, it was a cruise. I had to go like 45, 50 minutes. Which I have a lot. Just by me. But yeah, go check it out, everyone. But yeah, otherwise, thank you for joining us for this movie club. Over the film is Hockeyland. We will be back soon with, I'm assuming, an SWW show next, where we get to talk about a bunch of collapse of publications across the world. That's gonna be a fun SWW show. But otherwise, I'm Mike. That's AJ. Go enjoy some film. The SWW show and all of its affiliate podcasts are podcast by me, Mike Maroney, and AJ Losi, sometimes by our contributors, including Corey King. You can follow the SWW show on social media at the SWW show, or sooner or later you go to patreon.com/SWW to help us out. Thank you, and we hope you enjoy the rest of your day.